Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnana-anjana-salakaya Chakkhur-nimilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Soyam Rupa Kadamaham Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaisnavanam Cha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalitam Sri Visakam Vitam Cha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषाभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांत स्वामीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So Hare Krishna, today is very auspicious Ekadashi day. So Krishna Katha is very much warranted on this day because Ekadasi Upavas means nearer to Krishna. Upavas means nearer to Krishna, and the best way to come nearer to Krishna, close to Krishna, to hear Krishna Katha. So as soon as we hear Krishna Katha, it attracts Krishna. Therefore Krishna said that Tatra tishtami narada jatra gayanti madhavakta. Therefore, the best way to observe Ekadasi, to spend our time more on chanting and hearing the Nectarian Pastime of Krishna. So on this very auspicious day of Ekadasi, we start our lecture series, Krishna Nectarian Pastime of Krishna. So entire pastime of the Krishna, from advent of Krishna to disappearance, we will be discussing in this series of lectures. And there's a beautiful verses in Sandarbha. Rupa Goswami say that Jiva Goswami has quoted beautiful verses which is quoted in Visnu Purana and Skanda Purana, that mat-katha-vacakam nityam, mat-katha-vacakam nityam, mat-katha-sravane ratam, mat-katha-priti-manasam, naham tyaksyami tam naram. So Krishna spoke, the Supreme Lord, Krishna say, mat-katha-vacakam nityam. If anyone always hear, recount my katha, my glories, my pastimes, mat-katha-sravane mat-katha-sravane ratam. If um, anyone gets pleasure in hearing, ratam means delights, who get delighted in hearing Krishna Katha, the nectarian pastime of the Lord, and mat-katha-priti-manasam. If anybody who is love hearing Krishna Katha, that person I will never leave. That is the statement of the Krishna. Therefore, on this notes, we are starting this by taking the blessings of the Srila Prabhupada. We are starting this lecture series. It is stated in these beautiful verses that in spite of my inability, whatever I have been able to hear from spiritual master, whatever I could assimilate, I am now describing in glorification of the Lord by pure speech. For otherwise my power of speaking would remain unchaste. Our speech remain unchaste if we do not speak Krishna Katha. It's like a tongue of a frog. The frog tongue is like a inviting death. It is giving a message to the snake, come and swallow me. Similarly, any kind of mundane talk is like a frog talking of the tongue of a frog, which is inviting death, which is dragging nearer to death. But on the other hand, if anybody speaks about Krishna Katha, that is dragged towards Krishna. He is dragged towards Krishna. That is the difference. So therefore, on these notes, we will talk about the Krishna Katha, starting from the advent of the Lord Krishna. What is the significance of his advent? Also, what is the mystery of his advent? So it is stated one of the beautiful verses that Brahmana Krishna Katha Punya Madhavi Lokamal Paha Konu Triptatya Sinbanaha Shrutagya Nityanutanaha. So, what experienced listener, O Brahmana, could ever grow satiated while listening to the pious, charming, and ever fresh topics of Lord Krishna, which cleanses away the world contamination? So Krishna Katha is always ever fresh, nityanutana. And who, particularly who, even the devotee, non-devotee, who can resist? Who can grow satiated listening to the pious, charming, and ever fresh topics of Krishna Katha? Sometimes devotee are thinking, I know Krishna Katha. No, it cannot satiate it. Even Parikshit Maharaj, who saw Krishna in the womb of the mother, he is called Visnu-dharma, protected by Vishnu. And that personality who was so eager to hear Krishna Katha, after 3 days, 3 nights of hearing about all other topics of Bhagavatam, the dynasty of moon and sun, and he asked Sukadev Goswami, requested Sukadev Goswami to elaborately explain the Krishna Katha. He was so eager. He said that I do not want any food, because food and thirsty and hungry is very unbearable. When Sukadev Goswami asked him to take something, he rejected. No, I am drinking the nectarian pastime of Krishna, nectarian katha, the activities of Krishna, so I do not need anything. That was the state of Parikshit Maharaj. So devotees always must eager to hear Krishna Katha. That is the symptoms of advancement. Without hearing sufficient Krishna Katha, one cannot advance, one cannot sprout up the bhakti. One cannot mature and promote from the anartha nirviti to the love of God at platform. So on this note, we will start Krishna Katha, the entire pastime of the Lord. So today topics is the advent of Krishna, how Krishna arrives, Krishna's appearance day. As we know that we have celebrated Janmashtami, most auspicious, adorable, august appearance of the Lord Krishna. So we should know that Krishna's appearance is not like First of all, we should know the tattva, then story. Without knowing the tattva, the philosophy behind Krishna's appearance, only knowing the story that how he appeared is not sufficient. Therefore, Krishna say, Janma karma chame divyam evam jo beti tattataha. Tattata means in truth, means philosophically. In philosophy, we must understand the truth. Therefore, we should know that why the unborn Krishna took birth, why the Supreme Lord takes birth. Many people ask, what is the need of the Lord to take birth? Why the unborn will take birth? As if they are dictating the Lord, you should not do that. Lord is Swarat, supremely independent. He is the Supreme person, Eka Bahunam Vidadate Kaman, who is maintaining everyone. He is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. He is one of the quality called omnipotent, opulence, omnipotent, full of power. He does not need to come under our detection. He can free to come appear. And he himself confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, yes, I come, but I do not come as an ordinary person like we all come to this material world. We take birth. His birth is transcendental. So he has revealed his purpose of the birth and how he took birth. Ajopisan abhyatma bhutanam ishwarapisan prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavami atma mayaya. So Krishna here confirmed, although I am unborn, my transcendental body never deteriorates. Although I am the Lord of all living entity, by my internal energy, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. Sometimes people deride, oh, Krishna is okay. He is like us, but he is bitter, is a little bit of powerful personality. No, he telling that my original transcendental form, I am unborn. My transcendental body never deteriorates. Our body deteriorates, but Krishna body never deteriorates. I am the Lord of all living entity. He is not like us, dependent. He is Lord of all living entity, Supreme God. And he descends on the earth in his own original form, at his will. So that is the difference. Our taking of the body, our birth is not under our hand. According to karma, karmena daiva netrena, according to our karma, somebody is taking birth as a Bill Gates, somebody is gatekeeper, somebody animal, somebody bird, beast, so on and so forth. But Krishna is not affected. At his own will, he comes. His birth, his appearance is not like ordinary living entities. He descends, he appears as at his own will, actually. So that understanding must be there. Not that Krishna is like many people deride. Krishna himself say, Abhajananti mama mudha manusim tanu asritam. Sometimes people deride when Krishna comes in the human form. Oh, he cannot be a God. Why he cannot be a God? God means supremely independent, supremely potent. You cannot restrict his potency. Then he is not God then. He comes. Therefore, it is stated in these beautiful verses to clarify the doubt of all these fools. It is stated, O Supreme Lord, you are not an ordinary living entity appearing in this material world as a result of fruitive activity. Therefore, your appearance or birth in this world has no other cause than your pleasure potency. Similarly, living entity who are part of you have no cause for misery like birth, death, old age, except when these living entities are conducted by your external energy. Just like we do not have any birth and death as a spirit soul, because we have accepted, we are marginal energy, we are minute, we have accepted this material body, therefore we have to take birth again. The body has to die, again we have to take birth. The repetition of birth and death. Soul has to take birth, accept another body, transmigration from one body to another body. So we, the spirit soul, we transmigrate from one body to another body on account of our karma. But Krishna has no such transmigration. He comes at his own will, his spiritual potency, his pleasure potency. Ananda chinmaya rasapati tavistavi. Taviraipa nijarupataya goloki bhanivasati akhilatma bhuttam. Govindamadi purusam tamaham bhajami. So he is his own enjoyment. He wants to come at his own will. He is not bound by any kind of restriction, reservations, constraint. So that is to be understood properly. So therefore now we know that Krishna, his appearance is not like ordinary appearance. Now we can know that what is the purpose of his appearance, why he comes. The purpose, of course, in Bhagavad Gita say paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami juge juge. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir. Whenever there is a discrepancy in dharma, whenever there is a disobedience of following dharma, just like in Bengal, we have seen that how things are very chaos, because if you do not follow the law of the land, then everything becomes chaos. Similarly, if you do not follow the law of the God, it becomes very chaos. And Krishna comes when there is a predominant rise of a religion, disturbances, adharma is flourishing. That time he comes, he descends to set it. So that those who are devotees, the pious people, they will get deliverance, and the miscreants who are the impediments, who are the stumbling blocks on the path of establishing the dharma, and on the path of creating a harmonious society, they will be exterminated by the Lord. He kills them, he destroys them. So that is the purpose of, as he mentioned. But there is a deeper purpose. The Brahmaji is saying that actually he does not need to come. He can do it by his agency, by Maya or by his agency, because he is so powerful. But he comes particularly for the devotees, to give them pleasure. Therefore, it is said that in these beautiful verses, so Brahmaji revealed this confidential region of Lord Advent. My dear master, although you have nothing to do with material existence, you come to this earth, imitate material life just to expand the varieties of ecstatic enjoyment for your surrendered devotee. That is whole idea. To give pleasure to the devotees, because Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. And he enacted all this pastime, because our lecture series based on the Nectarian pastime, right from his birth to disappearance, appearance to disappearance. So this kind of activities he does for this purpose, that so that we will be attracted by his wonderful activities. Because now in conditioning stage, we all the living entity turn away from the Lord, turn away from the service of the Lord. As a result, we are suffering pathetically, undergoing the excruciating, painful, obnoxious misery of birth, death, disease, old age. So getting the relief from this, getting respite from this suffering, Krishna descends out of his mercy, so that we will be attracted to him, and as a result we can stop this material existence and go back to Godhead, spiritual life, our original life. So therefore it is said that anugrahaya bhaktanam manusim dehastitaha bhajate tadrish krida yathā-śrutam tata paro bhavet. So when the Lord assume a human-like body to show his mercy to his devotee, he engaged in such pastime as will attract those who hear about them to become dedicated to him. So Krishna pastime is nitya nutana, very attractive. And why it is, his pastime is very attractive? Because his pastime, he is very attractive to hear. And why? Because we will dedicate it to him. at this conditioning stage, at present, we have no sense of subordination to Lord. We have a long-standing indifferent with Lord. We are rebellious child, torn away from the Lord, Father, our Father, original Father. So in order to bring us back, in order to attract us to dedicate to Him, He enacted all this wonderful nectarian pastime. That is His whole idea of descending on the earth and showing His kingdom, His pastime, His activities, His form in a very tangible way, so that we will be eligible to go back to Godhead. That is His extraordinary mercy, His causeless mercy actually. His appearance, His birth is to stop our obnoxious birth in this material world. Therefore, we celebrated Janmashtami. We remember, recount His glories, His extraordinary mercy of coming to the earth to reclaim the conditioned soul, to bring us back to Him. That is whole purpose, whole plan He has orchestrated for our benefit. Therefore, it is stated that it is stated in this beautiful verses that particularly in this age of Kali, to show causeless mercy to devotee who take birth in the future in this age of Kali, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna acted in such a way that simply by remembering Him, one will be freed from all lamentation and unhappiness of material existence. In other words, He acted so that all future devotee, by accepting instruction of Krishna consciousness stated in Bhagavad Gita, could be relieved from the pang of material existence. That is His whole idea. How merciful He is. How merciful. Just for the sake of helping us to get out from this material existence. It is said that whenever the principles of religion deteriorate, principle of religion increase, Supreme Controller Personality of Godhead, Sri Hari, appears on His own will. It's not that He is bound by karma. Namam karmani limpanti name karma phalaspaya. So there is no karma is affecting, there is no cause for His birth. It is His own will and own pleasure potency He comes. Also to give pleasure to the devotee, to reclaim the conditioned soul, He descends on the earth. Unless we know this tattva, then all this pastime will be like a story of some ordinary person. No, we must know the position of Krishna. This He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. Eto Chamsa Kalapumsa Krishna tu Bhagavan Swayam. So He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Swayam Bhagavan. Krishna tu Swayam Bhagavan. And He descends by His own will for our benefit. That is His gargantuan mercy to all the conditioned soul, all the living entities. O King Maharaj Parikshit, but for the Lord's personal desire, there is no cause for His appearance, disappearance, or activity. As the super soul, He knows everything. Consequently, there is no cause that affects Him, not even the result of it is active. That is confirmed in these two verses, that Lord comes and descends on the earth. He appears on this earth on His own will. There is no cause. The Supreme Personality of Godhead acts through His material energy in the creation, maintenance, annihilation of this cosmic manifestation. Just to deliver the living entity by His compassion, stop the living entity birth, death, duration of materialistic life. Thus He enables the living being to return home back to Godhead. That is only sole purpose, the core and cardinal purpose of Krishna's appearance is to stop our birth, death, and duration of materialistic life, and enable us to return home back to Godhead, our original home. So how magnanimous is the Lord? So on this notes, we will continue to start how the Lord's appearance. So after the 3 days and 3 nights, Parikshit Maharaj here, she asked the question, please tell me about the Krishna Katha. I am eager to hear Krishna Katha. Very important quality of a devotee to advance is eagerness. Laulammi api ekamulyam. Krishna, what is that word? The beautiful verse says that Krishna bhakti rasa bhavitamati kriyate kati kriyate what is that verse 870, it say that you better you purchase become, and the he say that Krishna bhakti rasa bhavitamati kriyatam jadi kutvapi labhyate tatra laulammi api mulyam ekalam janma koti sukriti na labhyate. So Krishna bhakti is only way to get Krishna bhakti is that you must have that greedy or eagerness to purchase it wherever it is available. That cannot be obtained by millions of years of pious activities, but wherever it is available, you purchase it. Laulyam, that eagerness must be there. Without eager, you cannot assimilate, absorb, and release the Krishna Katha. So when Parikshit Maharaj is eager to learn, so he quoted a beautiful verses. He said to Parikshit, he said to Sukadev Goswami that the super soul, the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna, the cause of cosmic manifestation, appeared in the dynasty of Yadu. Please tell me elaborately about his glorious activity character from the beginning to the end of his life. That is his Krishna Katha. Parikshit Maharaj also knew his family members, still he want to know. But we have no interest, means that is our shortcoming, that is our disease condition. Our disease condition means we have lost appetite of hearing and glorifying Krishna Katha. That is stated by Rupa Goswami, that when a person is affected and afflicted by the jaundice, he will not have a taste of sweet. The sweet will taste as a bitter. Sweet candy will taste as a bitter. Similarly, we all are afflicted by the jaundice, spiritual jaundice. We have no taste for Krishna Katha. But medicine is by hearing Krishna Katha, we will develop our odds to hear Krishna Katha. Jasyang bhai sriyamanam Krishna parama purushe bhaktir utpadate punsam soko moho bhaya upaha. The taste will arise, sprout up by hearing process proportionately. Therefore, Parikshit Maharaj quoted a beautiful verses in the beginning. Prabhupada has quoted the first verse in Krishna book. Nirvitita sairupagiyaman bhavo sudhu sutavi manoramat suta manoviramat kauttama sloke gunanu badam puman virajyate vinapasuganat. Nirvitita sair, nirvita means nirbhitata sair, that means who has no material thirst. It is stated here that description of the Lord are right medicine for the conditioned soul undergoing repeated birth and death. Therefore, who will cease hearing such glorification of the Lord except a butcher who is killing his own self? So, person who has got spiritual, who has no spiritual thirst, they will not be interested. They are killing their own soul. They will not be interested in Krishna Katha. Person who is really nirbhitata sair, who has no material thirst. Trishay means Trishna. Trishna means thirst. Those who has done with the material thirst, they will develop a urge to hear Krishna Katha. Otherwise, the materialistic devotees, materialistic person, they will not have any interest for Krishna Katha. Therefore, the beautiful verses, it is Rupa Goswami say, if we have this material thirst of cutting jokes with the friends, society, please do not come to Vrindavan. It is not meant for you. It is not meant for you. Therefore, only person who has done with the materialistic lot, material thirst, or material desire, they will have the hearing. They will take up this process, because this is the medicine for stopping our repetition, birth and death. Bhavasado. So in this way, Parikshit Maharaj is asking question that please tell me the why, tell me about Krishna Katha, the pastime of the Krishna, how he appeared, and so on and so forth. He asked also, not only that, he also acknowledged that taking the boat of Krishna lotus feet, my grandfather Arjuna and others crossed the ocean of battlefield of Kurukshetra, in which such commander as Visvambhar resembled great fish that could very easily have swallowed them. By the mercy of Lord Krishna, my grandfather crossed this ocean, which was very difficult to cross as easily as one steps over the hoof print of calf. Because my mother surrendered unto Lord Krishna lotus feet, the Lord Sudarshan Chakra in hand entered her womb and saved my body, the body of the last remaining descendant of Kurus and the Pandavas, which was almost destroyed by the fierce weapon of Ashwasthama. Lord Krishna, appearing within, outside of all materially embodied living entity by his own potency in the form of eternal time, that is, as Paramatma, as Virat Rupa, gave liberation to everyone, either as cruel death or as a life. Kindly enlighten me by describing his transcendental characteristic. So here, very nicely, Parikshit Maharaj is asking that I want to know that what is happening. So then Parikshit Maharaj, Sukadev Goswami is explaining entire Krishna Katha. So Krishna Katha begins with when Mother Earth was very much tortured and tormented, Bhumi Devi, tormented by these kings, demoniac kings, but the demons in disguise of king. So that time he was very much crying. It is stated that he was very crying, tears in the eyes, very depressed. He approached to Brahma to put forward her grievances, and he assumed the form of a cow and approached Brahma. So it is stated in these beautiful verses that Bhumi Devi is Tatra gatva jagannatham devam vrishakmi purusha suktena upastate samhit. So here it is said that how Bhumi Devi went to this the beautiful verses. It is stated here that Vasudeva Katha Prasna, when the Parikshit Maharaj is asking about the how Krishna appeared, and from end to how Krishna did all the activity, why he came to the Mathura, and so on and so forth. That time Parikshit Maharaj thanked him by asking Krishna Katha, because Krishna Katha is very important. The Ganges emanating from the toe of Lord Vishnu purify three worlds, the upper, middle, lower planetary system. Similarly, when one asks question about pastime and characteristic of the Lord Vasudeva Krishna, three varieties of men are purified: the speaker or preacher, he who inquires, people in general who listen. Therefore, Krishna Katha is very important. Therefore, he thanked the king. That is a beautiful question. There's a beautiful question. You have beautiful topics you have inquired the king, so that everybody will become purified. So here it is said that once when Mother Earth was overburdened by hundreds and thousands of military phalanx of various conceited demon dressed like a king, she approached Lord Brahma for relief. So Mother Earth approached Lord Brahma. How he approached? Mother Earth assumed a form of cow, very much distressed with tears in her eyes. She appeared before Lord Brahma and told him about her misfortune. There are two kinds of Brahma. Brahma has one Brahma called Hiranyagarbha Brahma. That is his house in Satyalok, where he is doing bhajan, only bhajan, nothing else. And his expansion called Virajya Brahma, which is the Mount Meru, his office is there. So here Mother Earth, assuming the form of a cow, being depressed, being in very much distress and tears in eyes, he approached Brahma and told him about misfortune. Thereafter, Mother Earth, thereafter having heard the distress of Mother Earth, Lord Brahma with Mother Earth, Lord Shiva and all other demigods approach the shore of ocean milk. So Brahma is the head of is the first living entity. So therefore, he approached Mother Earth approached Brahma to put forward his grievances. But Mother Brahma has no solution for this. Therefore, he called upon he summoned all the demigods, also Lord Shiva, and all of them approached the shore ocean of milk. There is just like we have got ocean of salty ocean. Similarly, there is a called milk ocean, ocean of milk. So all of them, they approach to the shore of the ocean of milk where Lord Vishnu resides. So then demigods worship the Lord Vishnu with Purusha Sukta. The particular prayer is there that is called Purusha Sukta. So they prayed. Every demigod they prayed to Lord Vishnu and put forward their grievance. While in trance, Lord Brahma heard the word of Lord Vishnu vibrating in the sky. Thus he told the demigods, O demigods, hear from me order of Kshirodakshasai Vishnu, the Supreme Person. Execute it attentively without delay. So here you see after the prayer also, Kshirodakshasai Vishnu, who did not appear before Brahma, and he transmitted the message while Brahma meditating. And Brahma, after receiving the messages, he conveyed to all the demigods. Here we can understand that one point, even the Lord Vishnu, which is the plenary portion of Krishna, Krishna is the original Vishnu, he is not even appearing before Lord Brahma and demigod. What to speak about us? But by his causeless mercy, he appeared on the earth in his own transcendental form. What extraordinary mercy! Even a Brahma and all, they are not qualified to see Lord face to face. But that personality, he appears before us. Just, it is the act and display of his extraordinary mercy to all the conditioned soul. Lord Brahma informed the demigods before we submitted our petition to the Lord. He was already aware of the distress on earth. Consequently, for as long as Lord moves on the earth to diminish its burden by his own potency in the form of time, all of you demigods should appear through plenary portion as the sons and grandsons in the family of Jadu. So here Krishna spoke to Brahma that I know I am aware of all the things and I will appear. And all the demigods, they should appear before me in the dynasty of Jadu, because Krishna called Jadavaya. He appears in the Yadu dynasty. So he appeared to assist Krishna's pastimes. That was the arrangement. That was the message of Krishna to Brahma, and Brahma in turn conveyed to all the demigods. The Supreme Personality of God as Krishna, who has full potency, will personally appear as the son of Vasudeva. Therefore, all the wives of the demigods should also appear in order to satisfy. So here it is said that Lord will appear as the son of Vasudeva. So there was a called Jadu dynasty. Yadu dynasty is the son of Jajati, name is Jadu. He has got a dynasty, big dynasty called Jadu dynasty. Yadu dynasty has 3 clans, 3 lineages. One is Bhoja, Andhaka and Vrishni. So it was a very, very big, and they choose the capital as Mathura, because Mathura is very flourishing, very big, very prosperous. And Mathura is also a transcendental abode of the Lord, that is Vaikuntha. It is a one of the Vaikuntha Dham, Mathura. So Krishna and Krishna appears the Vasudev. Vasudev is also from the Yadu dynasty, because Vasudev is the Visnu dynasty, which is a part of lineage of Yadu dynasty. So here it is said that Lord will appear in the Vasudev. So in the meantime, what happened? There was a marriage is going on the earth. So one more important thing to be learned. Okay, we will talk this one little bit of later. First, that when Lord already transmitted this message to Brahma, and Brahma conveyed to demigod, in the meantime, what happened? On the earth, there was a marriage ceremony is going on. Marriage ceremony of Vasudev. Vasudev is the son of Surasen, who is the king of Mathura, head of the Jadus. He is from the Visnu dynasty, one of the lineages. He was marrying to Devaki, whose father called Devaka. So all of them are Yadu dynasty. They are very big. Mathura is very, very big, and all these Yadavas were ruling there. And Surasena, Ugrasena's son, is called Kansa. He is also the part of the Yadus. They are called Bhojo dynasty. So almost everybody was somewhere related. So when the marriage ceremony is going on, there are big, very opulent marriage, extravagant marriage. Particularly, usually they get married to not the own clan but different part. But Mathura is so big, and they do not like to give their daughter to outside. Now also the system is there. The daughter of Mathura never get married to outside. If they say that if cows and daughter of Mathura goes out of Mathura, they were their misfortune. So therefore there was a marriage ceremony was arranged and going on. 15 days the bridegroom stayed in Devaki's place, in Devaki place. And when there is a time of living, the father of Devaka, gives so much presentation, that is which we call dowry. We are demanding. This is not actually demanding. Actually, it should be given voluntarily, out of love for his daughter. A father gives according to one capacity. But nowadays is very much deteriorated, degenerated. The value has been degenerated, contaminated. They are demanding dowry. Dowry system was there in Vedic time, but it was not demand. It was voluntarily given as a gift to this daughter by father. So they have given us so much ornament, so much chariot. It has been explained that during this marriage ceremony, how much opulences has been given. In the marriage, there is a dowry was so much. Some time ago, Vasudev, who belonged to demigod family to the Sura dynasty, married to Devaki. After marriage, he mounted a chariot to return home with newly married wife. And Kansa, the son of King Ugrasena, in order to please his sister Devaki on the occasion of marriage, took charge of the reins of horse. He became a chariot driver. Devaki's father, King Devaka, was very much affectionate to his daughter. Therefore, while she and her husband were leaving home, he gave her a dowry of 400 elephant, nicely decorated with golden garland. He also gave 10,000 horses, 1,800 chariots, 200 very beautiful young maid servants, fully decorated with ornament. That much of gift was given to Devaki. But what happened? The demigods, they were very worried. This Kansa is very demoniac king. Now he is trying to serve the devotees of the Lord. Vasudeva Devaki, they are devotees of the Lord. So demigods were very purified, I mean petrified, very much feared. What they did, they sent a message. While Kansa, controlling the reins of the horse, was driving chariot along with the way, an unembodied voice addressed him, "You foolish rascal, the eighth child of woman you are carrying will kill you." That was actually orchestrated by the demigods. Demigods do not want the Kansa's unruly with the demoniac king should flourish. Therefore, they hatched a plan and they sent this aerial message, unembodied voice, unembodied voice, aerial message from the sky, that you foolish rascal, eighth child of the woman you are carrying will kill you. That time Kansa was very much petrified. He was very angry. Immediately in the left hand he catch hold of the hair of Devaki, and right hand take out his sword. He want to kill. At that time Vasudeva trying to pacify, because at the time of death we have to try our best to rescue. So he is a husband, he want to protect his wife. So immediately he approached Kansa and with politely, humbly, he said very nice philosophy that anyway body is dead. Body is temporary, transient. It has to die either today, tomorrow, or after 100 years. So why we are so much worried about the death? But Kansa was not convinced. Then he told, okay, your eighth child is going to kill, destined to kill. Then why you are killing this, your sister? You are a great emperor, you are a great prince, which is very celebrated. Your fame, your reputation will be spoiled by killing your sister. Therefore, I promise you that as soon as every child is born, I will give to you. Because your enemy is not your sister Devaki, but your enemy is the eighth child. So in this way, he tried to pacify. There is a saying that you have to have a four kind of thing: sama, veda, dana, danda. Sama, veda, dana, danda. So anyway, you trying to use this method to get out from this very precarious condition. So Vasudeva, with his intelligence, he managed to pacify Kansa. The Kansa decided to leave them, not to kill, and all went back to their own palace. Both Devaki and Vasudeva. Kansa also returned his palace. But Narada Muni at the same times, he approached Kansa because he wanted that Krishna should come early. To expedite the Krishna's arrival, Narada Muni hatched a plan. He came to Kansa and he told him, "You are foolish. What are you doing that?" Kansa told, "I have done a very good things today. I did not kill my sister." Then Narada Muni told him that you are fool, because Vishnu, the Krishna, is very clever. Eighth child can be first child also. You can never know. Actually, before that, there was a first child was born. His name is Kīrtiman. Vasudeva came to Kansa to give him. But Kansa, somehow, he thought that a small boy, what he can do to me? After all, eighth child will kill me. Therefore, he forgave him. He returned. He did not kill. That time, Narada Muni decided to come so that expedite the arrival of Krishna. So that time Narada Muni said that, you see, he came with a beautiful lotus of 8 petals. And he asked Kansa, which is the 8th petal? If you count from the particular petal, the 8 is the last. So every petal, if you go on forward, every petal can be 8. First one can be 8. In this way, he convinced that Vishnu, you should not trust on Vishnu. He can come as a first child also. As soon as the demons, he was convinced, he immediately rushed, he immediately ordered to jail, to arrest Vasudeva and Devaki, and went to this particular jail. Till now you can see the jail if you go to Mathura, and catch hold the leg of this newborn child Kīrtiman, and there was a sila. Sila means stone. The stone is still there. In and that stone, he struck the child and killed him. And in this way, all the 6 child was killed the same way. When the 7th child come, the 6th child was killed. It is said that 6th child is killed. Within the womb of Devaki, my pastoral plenary person known as Sankarsana Sesha without difficulty transferred to the womb of Rohini. When the 7th child come as a Balaram, then Krishna told to his Jogomaya that you go and transform the child from womb of the Devaki to womb of the Rohini. Rohini also one of the wife, because Vasudeva has got so many wives, and one of the wife called also Rohini, Rohini Devi, who was actually staying at that time in Gokul, Mahavan, out of the fear of Kansa. So when Lord Krishna told to Jogomaya to transport, Jogomaya transport, and Devaki morning he got up, she see that miscarriage. There is a miscarriage. She was very much sad that 7 of the child was lost, because Kansa, the demons, their behavior is very unpredictable. Sometimes they are very much, just like he was so much loving Devaki, and he wanted to rein his horse, in charge of his horse, he wanted to drive his horse, their horse, and suddenly their chariot, suddenly they become enemy. So it's very unpredictable. So here what happened, when it was carried that time, of all auspicious Jogomaya, I shall then appear with my full 6 opulences as the son of Devaki, will appear as the daughter of Mother Yashoda, Queen of Maharaj Nanda. So then Lord says that you will appear as the daughter of Mother Yashoda, Queen of Maharaj Nanda, and I will appear as the son of Devaki with all my 6 opulences. Lord told to Jogomaya, you now transport the 7th child. By sacrifice of animal, ordinary human being will worship you gorgeously with various paraphernalia, because you are the supreme in fulfilling the material desire of everyone. So Lord is giving benediction up for this task to Jogomaya, that you will be celebrated. Lord Krishna blessed Maya Devi by saying, in different places on the surface of the earth, people will give you different names such as Durga, Bhadrakali, Vijaya, Vaishnavi, Kumunda, Chandika, Krishna, Madhavi, Kanyaka, Maya, Narayani, Isani, Sarada, Ambika. So that is what Durga has come into the picture. The son of Rohini will also be celebrated as Sankarsan because of being sent from womb of the Devaki to womb of the Rohini. Sankarsan means Akarsan. Akarsan. Karsana means to attract. So his womb is attracted from Devaki to Rohini. Therefore, his name is Sankarsan. He will be called as Ram because of his ability to please all the inhabitants of Gokul. He will be known as Balabhadra because of his extensive physical strength. Balabhadra means extensive physical strength. So in this way, Lord instructed to Jogomaya immediately. Jogomaya immediately agreed with the Vedic mantra Om. She confirmed that she would do what he asked. Thus, having accepted the order of Supreme Personality of Godhead, she circumambulated him and started for the place on the earth known as Nanda Gokul. There she did everything just as she had been told. So in this way, the 7th child has been when the child of Devaki was attracted and transcendent, transferred into womb of Rohini Yogamaya, Devaki seemed to have a miscarriage. Thus, all the inhabitants of the palace loudly lamented, "Alas, Devaki has lost her child." So, in this way, the seventh child of the Devaki was transferred by Yogamaya on the order of Krishna, and everybody came to know that there is a miscarriage of Devaki. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the superstar of all living entities, who vanquishes all fear of his devotee, enter the mind of Vasudeva with in full of appearances. That is very, very important things we will learn, that how Lord appears is not an ordinary way. He appears in the mind of Vasudeva. While carrying the form of Supreme Personality of Godhead in the core of his heart, Vasudeva bore the Lord's transcendently illuminating effulgence, and thus he became bright as sun. He was therefore very difficult to see approach through the sensory perception. Indeed, he was unapproachable, unperceivable, even for such formidable men as Kansa, not only for Kansa but for all living entity. When Lord appeared in the mind of the Devaki, mind and heart of the Vasudeva, he was so effulgent, like Lord is so effulgent, so bright. Thereafter, accompanied by plenary expansion, the fully opulent Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is all auspicious for the entire universe, was transformed from the mind of Vasudeva to mind of Devaki. Devaki, of thus being initiated by Vasudeva, become beautiful by carrying the Lord Krishna, the original consciousness for everyone, the cause of causes within the core of our heart, just as the east become beautiful carrying the rising sun. So here it is very important point. So Lord here did not appear just like we appear. Our appearance is different. We are forced to injected from the ovum of a mother through the semen of father. But here Krishna did not appear as an ordinary living entity. He appears in the mind of Vasudeva. From mind of Vasudeva to heart. From the heart it transferred to heart of Devaki. And here it is said that initiated. Because once you are not initiated by a spiritual master, you cannot carry the Supreme Lord. Therefore, Vasudeva initiated Devaki. Vasudeva is the husband who is spiritual, who is also known as spiritual master. He initiated Devaki by transferring, by initiated he transferred the Krishna to him. And in this way, very important point also given. So this is, unless one is free from this anartha, the sixth child, Sadagarbha, they are representation of the anartha, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madha, maschara, the six anarthas of life. If we are not free from six anartha, we cannot have Krishna. So we have to free from six anartha. Therefore, to free this six anartha, seventh child of Devaki, Balaram came. Balaram is the representation of the Guru Tattva. He is our spiritual master is the representative of Baladev, Balaram or Nityananda. So when Guru comes, he clears all this kama, krodha, lobha, madha, maschara. When you take shelter of Guru, all this anartha will go away. Then we will have a suitable platform for Lord to come. Therefore, sometimes it may question that how the Lord appear in the same womb where the six asuras, actually the six garbha is six asuras, the son of Marichi, they were being cursed by his father. How the same womb, the six asuras took birth. I mean, they were asura in previous life. So they were cursed. So they came into the womb of Madhura. In the same womb, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because the Balaram came and first of all clean these places. I mean, purify this womb of the Devaki. Then the Lord appears. It is completely stated by the Acharyas. In this purport, Prabhupada has given all these things, that how the Acharyas has given this point. The Sadgarbha is important. Therefore, Devaki is fearful. Kansa is fear personified. So Devaki is a devotee, he should be fear of this material existence. A devotee always should fear of the material existence. So in this way, Lord appears. And as soon as he appears, he asked, so then he appears in the womb of the mother, and Devaki was so looking brilliant, effulgent in a dark jail. He was looking like a effulgent, thousand of suns. Even Kansa once came to see Devaki, he could not see actually. He returned back. He now understood that my eighth child, my killer, my death has already appeared. So he was very much petrified, he very much feared, frightened. Everywhere he was like thinking of Krishna. Wherever he see that, even eating also he think Krishna is there. It's like an unfavorable become Krishna consciousness concept. Then when the time come, it is stated here, because the Supreme Personality of Godhead was within her womb, Devaki illuminated the entire atmosphere in the place where she was confined. Seeing her jubilant, pure, smiling, Kansa thought, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, who is now within her, will kill me. Devaki has never before looked so brilliant and jubilant. See? Kansa thought that what is my duty now? The Supreme Lord who knows the purpose, Paritrana and Sadhana, will not give up his prowess. Devaki is a woman, she is my sister, moreover she is now pregnant. If I kill her, my reputation, opulent duration of life will certainly be vanquished. A person who is very cruel is regarded as dead even while living. For a while he is living after or after death. Everyone condemns him. After death of a person in the bodily concept of life, he is undoubtedly transferred to hell, known as Andhatama. So Kansa here is intelligent. I mean, he understood the consequence if he kills the Devaki when he was pregnant. Deliberating in this way, Kansa thought, determined to continue his enmity towards Supreme Personality of God, and refrained from vicious killing of his sister. He decided to wait until the Lord was born, then do what was needed. So he waited for that. Let the Lord comes, then we will see. While sitting on his throne or in a sitting room, while lying on his bed, indeed, while situated anywhere, while eating, sleeping, walking, Kansa saw only his enemy, Supreme Lord, Rishikesh. In other words, by thinking his all-pervading enemy, Kansa become unfavorably Krishna consciousness. There is a favorable Krishna consciousness and unfavorable Krishna consciousness. Lord Brahma, when Lord was in womb of the mother, all the demigod, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, accompanied by great sages, Narada, Devala, Vyasa, by other demigods like Indra, Chandra, Varuna, invisibly approached the room of Devaki, where they are all joined in offering their respectful obeisances and prayer to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can bestow blessing of everyone. So all the demigods, they came invisibly in the jail and offered prayer. There is a beautiful prayer in this verse. Satyam, this beautiful prayer, we can read the Sanskrit. Satyam ratam satyam param tri satyam satyasya jonim nityam cha satyam satyasya satyam rita satyam netram satya atmakam tam saranam prapana. So Lord is here, they are very nicely praising to the Lord. Demigod prayed, "O Lord, you never deviate from your vow, which is always perfect, because whatever you decide is perfectly correct, cannot be stopped by anyone. Being present in three phases of cosmic manifestation, creation, maintenance, and annihilation, you are the supreme truth. Indeed, unless one is completely truthful, one cannot achieve your favor, which therefore cannot be achieved by hypocrites. You are active principle of real truth in all ingredients of creation. Therefore, you are known as Antarjami, the inner force. You are equal to everyone. Your instruction apply for everyone for all time. See, all time. There is a tremendous relevance of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, even now also, all time. You are the beginning of all truth. Therefore, offering our obeisances, we surrender unto you. Kindly give us protection. So beautifully they prayed by the demigods. Then in this way, all the demigods prayed with beautiful songs and all. Then Lord appears. When the time of appearance, that time beautifully, this says, it is stated beautifully that at the time of appearance, everything was very nice, auspicious, the constellations, everything is very much very much auspicious. So in third chapter, it is saying that when the Lord appears, everything was very much the constellation of Rohini. Thereafter, at the auspicious time for the appearance of the Lord, the entire universe was surcharged with good quality of goodness, beauty, and peace. The constellation of Rohini appeared as did star like Ashwini. The sun, moon, and other stars, planets were very peaceful. All directions appeared extremely pleasing and beautiful. Stars twinkled in the cloudless sky. Decorated with towns, villages, mines, pasturing ground, earth seemed all auspicious. River flowed with clear water. The lakes, vast reservoir, were full of lilies, lotus, extraordinary beautiful. In the trees and green plants full of flowers, leaves pleasing to the eyes, birds like cuckoos and swans of bees began chanting with sweet voices, sake of demigods. For a pure breeze began to blow, pleasing the sense of torch bearing aroma of flower. When the Brahmanas engaging in ritualistic ceremony ignited their fires according to Vedic principle, the fires burned steadily, undisturbed by the breeze. Thus, when the birthless Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was about to appear, the saints and Brahmana, who had always been disturbed by demons like Kansa and his men, felt peace within the core of their heart, and kettle drums simultaneously vibrated from the upper planetary system. So, this is the auspicious time where the Lord appeared. Everybody was, Lord is all auspicious, Sarva Mangala. Everything about the Lord is auspicious. His appearance also auspicious. Therefore, it is said that Vishnu Sahasra Mangalam Vishnu Mangalam Madhava Mangalam Pundarakyakam Mangalam Padmanabha Mangalaya Tanuhari. Everything about the Lord is Mangala, all auspicious. Then all this Kinara, Gandharva, everybody was singing in glories of the Lord, is singing. Everything is present tense. Because why? Here you see that Sukadev Goswami used mostly the present tense. Why? Because Krishna Lila is not that is over. It is going on eternally, Nitya Lila. It is going on. Just like we have now 10:49, 50 in Singapore time. 10 o'clock is already past. But the 10 o'clock is somewhere in the world, some places. Similarly, although Krishna Lila may pass on the earth 5,000 years ago, but somewhere it is going on. Somewhere it is already past, half, simultaneously going on everywhere. Somewhere and somewhere this Lila is going on. Therefore, it is called Nitya Lila, eternally. So, in this way, Krishna appeared in a very, very auspicious way. Vasudeva then saw a newborn child who had very wonderful lotus-like eyes, who bore his 4 hands, 4 weapons, Sankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. On his chest was the mark of Srivastha. As his neck brilliant Kaustava gem, dressed in yellow, his body is blackish like a dense cloud, his scattered hair fully grown, his helmet, earrings sprinkling uncommonly with the valuable gem Vaidurya. The child, decorated with a brilliant belt, armlet, bangles, and other ornament, appeared very wonderful. So Lord appeared in 400 form. Therefore, his appearance is not, his advent is not ordinary. His Supreme Lord is appeared in 400 form. When Vasudeva saw his extraordinary son, his eyes were struck with wonder. In transcendental jubilation, he mentally collected 10,000 of cows, distributed them among the Brahmanas as a transcendental festival. Just like somebody in our birthday, we celebrate, we give charity. Similarly, although Vasudeva was in jail, but in mind he gave charity. O Maharaj Parikshit, descendant of King Bharata, Vasudeva could understand that this child was Supreme Personality of God and Narayana. Having concluded this, without a doubt, he became fearless, bowing down his folded hand and concentrating his attention, and began to offer prayer to the child who illuminated his birthplace by his natural influence. So as soon as Vasudeva saw these extraordinary things, so he understood his Supreme Personality of God had appeared as a child, he offered prayer. My Lord, you are the Supreme Person beyond material existence. You are the Super Soul. Your form can be perceived by transcendental knowledge, by which you can be understood as Supreme Personality of Godhead. I now understand your position. So in this way, both are praying. Then Lord ordered him to take to Gokul, transport to Gokul, because they were all fear, because Kansa will come and kill something. So therefore, Lord asked Vasudeva to carry him to Gokul Mahavan, where the Nanda Maharaj, the wife of Nanda Maharaj, Josoda Maya, gave birth to a child, female child, Yogamaya. So even Devaki also offer prayer to the Supreme Lord. Beautiful prayers are there. And Lord say that when both of you are ordered by the Lord Brahma to create Pojini, you first underwent severe austerity by controlling. Actually, in the previous birth, Devaki and Vasudev, they were actually, they did austerity to get the Lord as his son. So they did severe austerity. It is Prabhupada is writing, Vasudeva and Devaki did not obtain the Supreme Personality of Godhead as their son very easily. Nor does the Supreme God accept merely anyone as his father, mother. Here we can see Vasudeva and Devaki obtain Krishna as their eternal son in our own lives. We are meant to follow the principle of indicated herein for getting a good children. Of course, it is not possible for everyone to get Krishna as his son, but at least one can get very good son and daughter for the benefit of human society. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that if human being do not follow the spiritual way of life, there will be an increase in Varna Sankara. So here it is Prabhupada saying that it's not easy actually. They did so much tapasya, then only they can get this child. So here it is said that Vasudeva and Devaki been Dampati, husband and wife, since the time of Sutapa and Prishni. They wanted to remain husband and wife in order to have a supreme personality of Godhead as their son. Their attachment came over the influence of Devamaya. Loving Krishna as one son is a Vedic principle. Vasudeva and Devaki never desired anything but to have the Lord as their son. Yet for this purpose, they apparently wanted to live like an ordinary grahastha for a sexual indulgence. Although this was the transaction of spiritual potency, the desire appears like attachment for sex in conjugal life. If one wants to return home back to God, and one must give up such desire. That is possible when one develops intense love for Krishna. So here it is said that they were Sutapa and Prishni, they desired to get a Krishna as his child. But Lord appears because nobody is equal to Lord. So, O Supreme Chaste Mother, I am the same personality have now appeared for you, both as your son and for the third time. Not only first time, he appeared previously also as a Kashyapa and Aditi. And again, Kashyapa Aditi as a Vamandev he appeared. Again, same father and mother, Vasudeva and Devaki. In other appearance, Lord said that I took the form of an ordinary child just to become your son, so that we could reciprocate eternal love. So Lord appeared as a small child so that they can reciprocate as a parental love. Then Krishna is telling that I have shown you this Vishnu, form of Vishnu, just to remind you my previous birth. Otherwise, I appeared like an ordinary human child. You would not believe that Supreme Personality of God and Vishnu has indeed appeared. So it's just to remind you that in previous birth also, I have taken birth in your womb. Therefore, I showed you as a Vishnu form. Both you and husband should constantly think of me as your son, but always know that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By thus thinking of me constantly with love and affection, you will achieve the highest perfection, returning home back to Godhead. So Krishna is instructing his Vasudeva and Devaki's father, mother, about his previous life, how they underwent austerity. As a result, Krishna appears. They wanted a son like Krishna, but nobody can be equal to Krishna and more than Krishna. So Lord himself appeared by plea. And now to give them to fulfill his desire, Lord appeared as a small child. But he reminded that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So after by saying this one, in instructing, informing the Vasudeva and Devaki, Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna remained silent in their presence by his internal energy. He then transferred himself to a small human child. Then after showing his 400 form, he transferred to small child. In other words, he transferred himself into the original form Krishna to Bhagavan Swayam. His original form is Krishna. Thereafter, exactly when Vasudeva, being inspired by Supreme Personality of Godhead, was about to take the newborn child from delivery room Yogamaya, Lord's spiritual energy took birth as a daughter of the wife of Maharaj Nanda. So he was inspired, now you better take me to the Gokul. By the influence of Yogamaya, all the doorkeepers fell fast asleep, then their senses unable to work. The other inhabitant of the houses also fell deeply asleep. When the sun rises, the darkness automatically disappears. Similarly, when Vasudeva appeared, the closed doors, which were strongly pinned with iron and locked with the iron chains, opened automatically. Since the clouds in the sky were mildly thundering and showering, Anantanag, an expansion of Supreme Personality of Godhead, followed the Vasudeva, beginning from the door with the hoods expanded to protect Vasudeva, the transcendental child. So here it is said that as soon as the Vasudeva was inspired by the Lord to carry him to the Gokul and exchange with the child which was born from the Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, that time all the things which is locked, they were locked in a jail, everything was free, he is free from shackle, all the gate of the jail was opened. That is the thing, as soon as you carry the Lord, all the suffering will be finished, everything, all this material bondage will be freed. And the best way to carry the Lord in this age of Kali, to carry the land, carry the name of the Lord in our tongue by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then there was a mildly thundering on that day, particularly day of Janmashtami, at the midnight, in the midnight, that time Sheshanag came to serve the Lord, protect him from the mild shower of rain. As a hood, as an umbrella, he protected the Lord. He wanted to protect the Lord, serve the Lord. Because of constant rain sent by the demigod Indra, the river Jamuna was filled with deep water, foaming about with fierce wheeling waves. But as the great Indian Ocean had formerly given way to Lord Ramachandra by allowing him to construct a bridge, the river Jamuna gave way to Vasudeva, allowed him to cross. See, because of constant rain by Indra, because raining is a sign of auspiciousness, but the Jamuna river is there, which is in between the Gokul and Mathura. So Jamuna river, as a result of the constant rain, become filled. But because Krishna himself, the Supreme Lord, appearing, so Jamuna also gave way to the Supreme Lord. When Vasudeva reached the house of Nanda Maharaj, he saw that all the cowherd men were fast asleep. Thus he placed his own son on the bed of Yashoda, picked up her daughter, expansion of Yogamaya, then returned to his residence, the prison house of Kansa. So here he replaced it, exchanged it. And that time, by the influence of Yogamaya, everybody fast asleep. Therefore, he could exchange and bring back. This is all orchestrated by the Lord and his energy. Vasudeva placed the female child on the bed of Devaki, bound his legs with iron shackles, thus remained there as before. So in this way, exhausted by labor of childbirth, Yashoda was overwhelmed with sleep, unable to understand what kind of child has been born to her. So Yashoda may also do not know whether a female child or male child. So he could not know that. So when exchange was going on, he also could not know what child. Therefore, the next day she thought that I got a male child. In this way, it is all designed by the Lord so that he could display, enact his pastime. And next day the Kansa came, and Kansa got the news that Yashoda Maya, see, Devaki has got 8th child, but he was a female. So he came to this jail, prison house, and wanted to kill this female child. But female child sleeps away, and he informed Kansa that you were fool, your death is already appeared in Gokul. In this way, he left this disappear. We will stop here. You see here it is said that thereafter all the watchmen very quickly approached King Kansa, the ruler of the Bhoja dynasty, submitted the news of birth of Devaki child. Kansa, who had waited the news very anxiously, immediately took action. Kansa immediately got up from bed, thinking, here is Kala, the supreme time factor which has taken birth to kill me. Thus overwhelmed, Kansa, his hair scattered on his head, at once approached the place where child has been born. Devaki helplessly, piteously appealed to Kansa, my dear brother, all good fortune unto you. Don't kill this girl. She will be your daughter-in-law. Indeed, it is unworthy of you to kill a woman. My dear brother, by the influence of the destiny, you have already killed many babies, each of them as bright, as beautiful as fire. But kindly spare the daughter, give her to me as your gift. My lord, my brother, I am very poor, being bereft of all my children, but still I am your younger sister. Therefore, it would be worthy of you to give me this last child as a gift. So he was begging, pleading. She was pleading to Kansa to give this child. The sister, because of his intense selfishness, Kansa, who was kneeling on his knees, grasped the newborn child by the legs, tried to dash her against the surface of a stone. The child Yogamaya Devi, the younger sister of Lord Vishnu, slipped upward from the Kansa's hand, appeared in the sky as Devi, the goddess Durga, with 8 arms, completely equipped with weapons. The goddess Durga was decorated with flower garlands, smeared with sandalwood pop, dressed with excellent garment and ornament made of valuable jewels, holding in her hands bow, a trident, arrow, shield, sword, conch shell, disc, claw, being praised by celestial beings like Apsara, Kinnaras, Uragas, Siddhas, Chanaras, Gandharva, who worshipped her with all kind of presentations. She spoke as follows. O Kansa, you fool, what will be the use of killing me? The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has been your enemy from the very beginning, who will certainly kill you, have already taken birth somewhere else. Therefore, do not unnecessarily kill other children. After speaking to Kansa in this way, the goddess Durga Yogamaya appeared in different places, such as Varanasi, become celebrated by different names as Annapurna, Durga, Kalibhadra. So in this way, he already informed the Kansa, you are a fool, your death already has been appeared in somewhere else. So there is no need of to kill me, and don't kill other child also, is because already he has appeared. Then after Kansa was very humbled, and immediately he released sister and brother-in-law from the shackles and very humbly spoke that that somehow or other I'm very sinful, exactly like a man eater who eats his own child. I have killed so many sons born of it. Somehow he realized that oh, okay, I did something. In this way, he released all the things. So we will stop here. We will continue this Gokul Leela pastime of the Lord from the next session onward. How the next day Nandotchava was celebrated. Next day, when Yashoda Maiya and Nanda Maharaj wake up, they found the male child is born. So there was a big festival, and Nanda Maharaj, who donated, who has got 90,000 cow now, so he donated a lot of cows charity to Brahmanas, and very opulence, very extravagant celebration was going on, that is known as Nanda Utchava. And in this way, Lord is grown up, enacted his pastime in the Brajabhumi, Braj Vrindavan, and we will learn all his activities at the age of 6 years, how Kansa sent a very demoness Putana to kill Krishna, but Krishna killed her. In this way, we will learn all the things. On this auspicious Ekadasi day, we discuss about the advent of Krishna. So thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Mantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Krishna Katha ki jai, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.